Good morning. I woke up early this morning and realized it was time to be thankful. I brought you down to the Bret Hart track because I wanted you to see the sunrise. You know, every day the Lord paints this beautiful picture in the sunrise and in the sunset, and every day it's totally different. You never know what you're going to see or if you're going to be able to see anything. And I realized that I get so busy that I don't take the time to be thankful for the simple sunrise and the beauty and the majesty of it. I mean, take a look at this thing this morning. I mean, it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. And so I just thought, man, I need to be thankful for the little things in life along with the big things. And you know, for the last couple of years I've done the cars where I flip through them, but this year I just decided I was going to come on camera and be thankful. And my family, I'm so thankful for them. Albert, my son, he just continues to amaze me this year. But I think what I'm most thankful for with him is how comfortable he is with who he is. He knows who he is, and he's totally okay with it. He's not feeling pressure to be somebody he's not. And I just really admire that. This year he really took on the role in these Spartan races. I got to run 2 with him, and it's just amazing to watch him blossom. But what I'm most proud of is just who he is and the confidence that he has. And with Jordan, I'm so thankful to see her become a woman, and she's got a real serious boyfriend, and lots of changes coming in her life this coming year. And I'm just thankful to sit back and watch it all unfold, and just the confidence of who she is. And you know, Bailey, he's my youngest, and I gotta say that this year I've gotten a lot of glimpses into his character, and I want to share a couple of them with you. One, just heard last night or the night before, and his girlfriend was telling me that a friend of hers was just kind of hurting, and she prayed all day that she would get to talk to Bailey. And it's interesting to me that this young 17-year-old girl who I've never met, I don't even know who she is, was having a bad day and she needed to talk to Bailey. That says a lot about who he is. It says a lot about his strength. And then the other one, it's absolutely one of my favorite stories. A friend of his came to me and he explained to me that he'd been making some bad choices and drinking and driving. And one night he called Bailey, and he'd been drinking and driving, and he pulled over on the side of the road, and Bailey came to him. Bailey got out of the car and knocked him to the ground and said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I thought, here are the two sides of this son of mine, one of comfort and one of rebuke, and they both found comfort in it, and it just says a lot about him. I'm incredibly thankful, Bailey, for you and your character, and I'm just so incredibly thankful for my wife, Kara. I am so, you know, as we're traversing this thing called empty nesting, man, we love it. If you're out there and you're afraid of this time in your life, I tell you, don't be afraid of it. It is like this year, it's been like we're dating again. And I love it. And I think there's 2 things that I love the most, babe. I love, before we get out of bed in the morning, that we are getting in the Word every morning and doing that together. And I just love that. And I think the other thing I love the most is sitting on the sofa and holding hands with you. those are the two things I'm the most thankful for this year. I'm really thankful for this young lady who lives with us. Her name is Amanda. And I've known Amanda. I got to know Amanda through youth group when I was the youth pastor. And just watching her personal growth these last couple of years, and this more specifically this last year living with us, it's been absolutely incredible. And she is getting ready to get married. She is marrying her sweetheart, Jacob, Halo Jacob, if you're out there. And the other day, Kara and I, we were sitting on the sofa, probably holding hands, and Amanda was upstairs playing her guitar and worshiping and singing her heart out. And Kara looked at me, she had a tear in her eye, and she said, man, when she gets married, it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna really miss her. And it made me tear up. I'm teared up now. And I'm like, yeah. So, Amanda, I'm really thankful for you and the time I got to spend with you. So I'm always thankful for the season that the Lord has me in. And this year it might sound a little bit strange to you, but hear me out. And years ago when my mom died, a friend of mine, John, came up to me and he asked me if I had been visited by the Comforter, and he explained it to me. And then he said something really unusual. He said, Chris, grief is really quite beautiful. And I was like, grief is beautiful. So I hadn't thought much of it, but this year I've been surrounded by grief. I lost 3 people this summer. I lost Christopher Martinez, his family friend. He was 53 years old. He left a wife and 4 kids behind. 2 of them are young, junior high and high school. And I lost a young man named Solomon who married a young missionary in my life, a young girl who came through our youth group. Her name is Candace, and Solomon was hit on the highway by 2 guys that were up to no good, and they hit him at like 70 miles an hour and took his life. They were married for 6 months. He was, I think, 21 or 22 years old. And then there was Rachel. This one was really hard. She was the first to pass, and it took me to my knees. It took me to my knees every day. So you're asking yourself, like, how can this be a good thing? How can this season be wonderful? Losing them, it's not wonderful. But the process of my grief, the process of getting to watch and talk with those who lost their loved ones, I'm so thankful for it. I'll be honest with you. I feel so honored. When Rachel passed, her parents gave me this book. The book is called Through the Eyes of the Lion by Levi Lesko. If you lost a loved one, especially if you've lost a child, you need to read this book. And I'm so grateful for this book because I always thought I understood. I could put myself in their shoes. I could have empathy. And what the book taught me is that I don't understand any of it because I haven't lost a child. He so beautifully writes the seconds, the minutes, the hours, the days, and the weeks after losing his daughter so quickly and so suddenly. She was 7 years old. It humbled me. It taught me a lot. And then I get to walk with Peter and Diana. And if you're watching this, I count you guys. I'm thankful for you guys. You've taught me so much this year. And I thank you for your honesty and your rawness and your grief. your good days and your bad days and how you process them. I feel so honored. I loved Rachel. And I'm so grateful that God has united us and brought us together. And watching Solomon's wife and mom, what an honor it is. The way that they're grieving and yet honoring God. The way that they're grieving and digging into the Word. Man, I've learned so much watching you two. I just want to say thank you so much. You know, Chris Martinez's funeral, it taught me so much. You know, Chris was passionate about a baseball, but what he was more passionate about was Jesus. And the way he combined the two together was incredible. There was like 60 or 70 kids there in their baseball uniforms. And he did everything with prayer, and that's what he was known for on the field, was that he was the coach that was going to pray with the kids before and after the games. And it taught me, it showed me that whatever we do, we have to do it with passion. And we have to include the Lord. I'm so thankful for that. So, I'm so incredibly thankful for the grief that I've been in this year. It's taught me so much. I'm just glad, I hope that this message finds you thankful. Because I promise you that if you take your eyes off yourself for a little while and you look around, you'll find somebody whose life is a lot harder than yours. And you can have a reason to be thankful. You know, one of the things I learned at Chris's funeral was that you can be wrong 7 out of 10 times and be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. You can miss that ball 7 times at bat out of 10, and you can end up in the Hall of Fame. God, He doesn't care about your mistakes. He cares about your success. He doesn't care how many times you miss when you're swinging at life. He doesn't care how many mistakes you've made while you're swinging at life. He cares about how many times you connect. And the other thing is that we're all trying to get home. Baseball players are trying to get to home plate. And if you're a follower of Jesus, you're trying to get home. I want to leave you with that thought. So please, this Thanksgiving, pull somebody aside. Tell them how thankful you are for them. Tell a coworker. Be intentional. Look for reasons to be thankful. And tell them. Let them know. You know, it says that we're to do with everything with prayer and thanksgiving. So this Thanksgiving, be thankful. Because I promise you, somebody out there is hurting, and your words can change a heart. Your words might make a difference in someone's Thanksgiving this week. Have a great time this week. Enjoy your family. I'll talk to you next year.